and it's happened again. I've melted my new trousers. This system, great system from JB Fab, comes with optional heat shields. I didn't buy them, didn't think I needed them. Turns out I do when I'm wearing my 90s S skateboarder cargo trousers. So, we're going to make one. We have a bit of stainless steel tube. This stainless steel tube will follow the contour perfectly. We will cut this in such a way that we end up with just under half of the tube, and then we'll use a Jubilee clip TIG welded to the inside of this tube to basically form a guard. Let's get to it. I've measured this bit of tube, is actually perfect length. We're essentially going to use the centre line. We're going to come off with a block and mark around this. So first I need to find a block that will space this off. These handy 321 blocks, they are pretty much an engineering essential. They are brilliant. So, you can set that on there. That looks like it's going to be perfect. So we'll use this and this pen mounted on to draw a line round this pipe. And then that is where we're going to cut out with the grinder. So now we have a parallel line on the tube, front and back, and we can decide whether we're going to use the bigger piece or the smaller piece. I think it's going to be the smaller piece. Cue some grinding out. I'm going to move you into a more safe position. That's how it's on. Now, to split the pipe. So just as I expected on the last bit, start to pinch. So out the vice, and very carefully, safety first, obviously guard on the grinder. Cut through that last bit. Now to do the inside. So, I got some gloves. We're going gloves because we're going to have to hold this and cut this by hand. Always handy to have at least a glovey on the danger hand. We have 2 bits of pipe. We're going to test fit this on the bike. I'm just going to first deburr this nastiness here because I don't want to scratch the pipe that's on the bike. So we'll grab the deburr. Not a tool review kind of guy, but this thing, it's godsend. These little roll on lock off discs, boom boom boom, screw on and off. You can get like Scotch-Brite ones, you can get sandpaper ones. They are amazing, not massively expensive. I advise a bigger power battery in them just because they last a bit longer. Had to stop. Cavalry Scream egg time, it's nearly Easter, and Jamesing mug. Don't look at me like that.
Don't look at me like that.
I could have done a whole one. Let's clean this up and test it on the bike. So all I'm doing there is taking the burrs off so we don't scratch the bike. And I'm going to take you over to the bike. So, let's find something if you just sit on here so we can enjoy this together. This moment of creativity. Can you see? Yes. So this. Now, we will fit one clean, but this fits perfectly over that. As you can see, follows the contours. So that with a little Jubilee clip welded to the inside holding that off will do very well. Now it doesn't need to be this long, I've decided. It looks quite big and garish, and we're all about looking cool. Trousers are clearly burning to here. This is around where the issue is. From here, let's go past that slightly. Let's go to there. It's good enough that low. So that ends up giving us quite a substantial guard. It gives us good coverage. So we can start shaping this. So we're going to go in, we're going to essentially cut this off now at the angle we want, round these corners, round this corner, start taking some of the meat off the bones, round that, make it all look like it's meant to be, and we'll test fit it again. Now we also don't want to spend time sanding all this away, so we're going to nip these corners off. Get rid of these little sharp bits of metal which are so going to burst the top, and they're hot. Now we're going to eat away at this make this a bit more rounded, a bit more tidy, scotch right up, clean it right up, grab ourselves a Jubilee clip that's going to fit, and yeah, test fit this out.
A few minutes later.
Rounded edges, real nice. All rounded off. Just took a deburr. Deburred it all inside. Now we're going to go on it with a Scotch-Brite pad. Now it's so smooth, so fresh and so clean. And that's how you want it. Just get some of this black marker off. I don't want to do too much on the surface because we're going to Scotch-Brite it and try and keep the grain all the same way. We'll go over and test fit this, see what we think. See if we're cracking. Back of me handy little perch for you in viewerland. So this now should fit really nice just there, which it does, and actually I'm really happy with that. I think it's going to look really good. So as you can see, follows the contours really well, fits over real nice, and we'll attach that so it's spaced off slightly, giving a bit of a heat guard between my trousers and the exhaust pipe. Jubilee clips. Weld these in, one top, one bottom. One to be fair probably would be okay. How are we going to do one? Do you know, actually I think one's going to be okay. Looking at it, it's not the heaviest bit of stainless. It'll hide better with one. It won't look as janky. I think we're going to go with one. So first off, schoolboy error would be to not check these. So I am going to check that this fits over the pipe first and does up, because it would be a nightmare if we welded this all together and didn't check that first. So the clip indeed fits. So we're laughing. So I'm going to go and mark the orientation of this, make sure I'm happy with the way it fits. I know what way I want the Jubilee clips to do up. It's really important, because once you weld these on, you're only going to be able to do them up from one direction. So you need to make sure that they are in a place where you're going to be able to access them with a screwdriver to do them up. And also aesthetically that they're in a place that doesn't look rubbish. So you've sort of hid them a little bit, and there's a perfect spot just there, so I'm happy with that. So I'm going to weld this on straight in the middle. So I'm going to get the welder set up, tack this in place. We're pretty much set up with the welder anyway. I like to use a foot pedal on mine, just more control. We'll get this tacked on. I'm not too worried about cleaning this face up yet, because you will get some weld marks that I'm then going to clean off with the Scotch-Brite anyway. Oh look, got swarf in my tea. Oh well, it's all good for you. Right, let's get welding. I'll turn you around a bit better. We've got ourselves a nice bit of stainless rod here. This Jubilee clip is not stainless, but it will be okay. Torch and one fundamental piece of equipment, welding helmet. I am just going to grind this tungsten. Sharp tungsten's key to neat welding. I like to cheat, put them in a drill, spin them up real fast. Woo. Nice and sharp. Let's go. Right. So the Jubilee heat clip had all nasty kinds of galvy rubbish in it. It does not look like we've been stacking dimes. That said, it's more than sufficient for what we're trying to do. As anyone that will weld will tell you, it's really stack foam when you get a good weld. I don't know if you can see it, that's in there, it's welded. So now we need to clean up the other side. So we're going to dress this up, little Scotch-Brite wheel, sandy wheel, clean the other side, get that looking fresh, go over the whole thing with Scotch-Brite, and we'll show you the result, and we'll test fit it. There we have it, all polished, all brushed the same way, ready to go on.
Let's get it on.
So I'm going to clean this off. This is going to take a bit of elbow grease. Cue another time lapse. The adverts are true. Carhartt trousers, I think, are as tough as they make out. That was not easy. It's going to be a bit of a bugger to bend open now, because you've obviously got the other tube. So you want to try and get this on somewhere where, if it scratches, you're covering it. Sort of close back up and started. Then turn it to where you're happiest. Go her up. She's parallel with the pipe. It's a job well done. There you go. I will do it up just to make sure. But that, I think you'll admit, for a quick half an hour, impulse decision after melting yet another pair of trousers. It's not a bad little one. So on that note, thank you if you've watched. I appreciate it. There will be more of this. See you then. Bye.